Hi. So it has been 2 weeks since we had class. We all went away for spring break, and during the time that we were away for spring break, it seems like the entire world has come apart and that things altered very quickly, almost overnight. So I just want to give you a brief rundown of what's going to be happening in the remainder of the course and talk about our online delivery, which is the only way we're going to be able to continue things. And given what the university has said to us, this will extend through the end of the semester. So first off, this virus, it is definitely something you need to take seriously. Do not go out if you don't have to. Keep social distance when you are out. I would say, if you're at home and you're with your family, it is the best circumstance for you, but also for our community as a whole, because the game here is to stop the spread of the virus, which does spread through social contact. So take that seriously and know that especially the governor and the state of Illinois is working very diligently to make sure that we weather this virus and the contagion that it brings in ways that I think hopefully will pay off with good results for all of us. Secondly, take care of yourself and your family. Obviously, remaining healthy and keeping yourself healthy along with your family during this period of time is crucial. Stay informed. There is a lot of information circulating, both good and bad, and make sure that you are getting answers to your questions from credible sources and that you are keeping yourselves informed as to what the exposures and the risks are, what you can and cannot do, and what is best for all of us. Finally, it will be important to all of us to get a routine that works for our online learning and for our everyday activities. If that means going for an early walk in the morning for yourself or getting out to do some exercise, that's great. Maybe sleeping longer than you have been in the past and giving yourself a little extra sleep time. Whatever it is, figure out what routine is best for you and your circumstances and is going to allow you to thrive despite what we happen to be trying to adjust to currently. All right, so with regards to what we're going to do online, obviously I think it would be a foolish activity to try to reproduce everything that we would have done in the physical classroom. I don't think reproduction is the best way to do online delivery of content. So we are going to make some changes, but I think there'll be changes that you will welcome and that will make the learning not only more interesting, but also more effective. We also, I should point out, have a very unique opportunity here. We're studying computer-mediated communication, and we are now in the position of having to use computer-mediated communication to do that very examination. So I think that gives us some nice opportunities to connect the subject matter of the course along with the formal technology that we have to use in our everyday activities and in our online learning situation. So with that in mind, I'm going to do a little bit of a reworking of the course syllabus. I think you've already seen this in the announcements and on the schedule. Number one, and I think probably most importantly for all of us to recognize, is that there's really no way we can do presentations like we would in the physical classroom. So I am not going to have presentations. We're going to suspend all presentations. Basically, everyone in the class is going to get 100 points for the presentation, whether you present it or not, and we'll just take the presentations off the table. I don't think forcing you to learn some new technology on top of having to learn the content is a very good way to proceed at this particular moment in time. I will also have to rework the final. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that just yet, but the university is looking at some options. I don't think it makes sense to have you sit for a final in the same way that we would in the physical classroom. It doesn't work well, and I think it's boring, and I think you will think it's boring. So what I want to do is come up with an activity to end the class that is a little more interesting and that hopefully will give all of us something to do that is much more enjoyable, much more insightful than just doing the standard final examination. Lastly, I'm going to redesign some of the activities. For example, in 2 weeks, we are going to start our unit on video games. And I think one of the best ways to do that is actually hold class in a video game. So we will meet and have class together in Second Life in avatar form. And we'll use that as our classroom. I think that's one of the most interesting ways to study video games from within a video game. And I will give you instructions on how to design for that and get ready for that in the future. Lastly, then, I just want to say, please do keep the lines of communication open. We're going to be using Blackboard as the main platform for delivery of online content. and I would ask for you to check that often to keep up with what's going on there. I will use the announcements feature to give you updates periodically and keep you up to speed on what is happening and what decisions are being made and what changes are transpiring. And then also, if you have questions, I would encourage you to send those questions to me via email. These can be questions regarding the class, regarding the activities for the class, or just general questions that you have with regards to the online learning situation and what we're doing at NIU for the last couple weeks of the spring 2020 semester. If I have the answers, I'll give them to you. If I don't, I will certainly find a resource for you who can provide answers for you. The university has a number of offices and resources that are at your disposal, and it is my job to help connect you to those resources if you need them. So if you do have questions, please do contact me and let me know what you need to know to get forward and to make progress in this online learning environment. So that's it. I just want to say, this is nothing that any of us had planned for. This was not something I signed up for. It is not something you signed up for. It is a very different situation than I think any of us have ever encountered previously. And it's going to take some time for us to evolve in a direction that makes this work and work well. And I just ask for your understanding and your patience as we learn together how to bring our computer-mediated communications course to a computer-mediated communications platform and explore this topic together. So with that said, I'll let you go and get to work on the first set of activities for this week. We are going to use one more week's worth of time to do remix. I think it'll be interesting to hear each other's remixes and talk about those. But if you follow the instructions on Blackboard, you'll know how to upload your remix and the next steps you have to take as we move through the rest of the week. That's all I have. Thanks. Have a good week. And I look forward to seeing what you come up with in terms of your remix. Bye.